My name is Wes Rodriguez.
And I'm Marin Flores.
And you are listening to Sink or Swim with Wes and M.
Well, this is our show, and welcome to it. All right, so I was riding to work on my scooter earlier this week, and there is a parking space. It's the closest parking space to our front door. It's the closest parking space to the front door of my workplace, which is awesome. Actually, the bicycle rack is the closest thing to the front door, but it's a lot harder riding your bicycle to work than riding a scooter. So by default, when I get up in the morning, I push the alarm clock past the time that I would ride my bike normally.
I don't have time. I have to take the scooter now.
Right. That's exactly how it works out. I'm the wonderful human being that will park so that there is space in front of me for another motorcycle to park there, and there's two other people that have bikes at work.
Not scooters, actual bikes, motorcycles.
Exactly.
Okay.
They have real motor-driven transportation.
You make it sound like I'm downplaying your scooter. No, they're not like that.
I didn't do it. I didn't deliver it that way. So I leave enough space parked in front of me for someone else to park there with an actual motorcycle. No one else rides a scooter, so I kind of have to take the.
That being said, it's funny that now that you know they have that saying. You only whenever you have I have a truck, so now I notice everybody else has people who have trucks. Specifically for F-150s and whatnot. It's like a little running joke that I have with Adele. Oh, there goes Wes. And you see him all the time now. You know what I mean? They're
you don't see me.
Well, no, but you see this. There's a lot of scooters out there. I don't know if it's the economy or what, but they're out there.
It is certainly the economy.
They're out there. They're out there. So anyway,
and they are definitely, the scooter sales are going up, and you're seeing them all over because of how much gas is going up.
Yeah. Well, you said you get 90 miles to a gallon?
No, I think it works out to be 50 or 60, but
it's still good, dude.
Absolutely. But yeah, when you talk to the mechanics and the dealers, the sales, they're stocking more. I've seen it in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
More stock.
Scooter mechanics are making a killing right now.
Right. Anyhow, so I leave enough space for someone else to park in front of me. And I always arrive to work earlier than my shift, and I happen to work on a shift with one of the other guys that rides one. He pulls on this particular day. He pulls right up facing me. I back in, so I'm facing out. So all I have to do is start my engine and take off.
Right.
He parks so that he has to back out and take off. And so we're nose to nose, and he pulls right up, and I guess he's within inches of it. So much so that it catches the attention of the loss prevention at the front desk, who's always monitoring the cameras. So he sees it happening. So when my coworker comes inside, he's like, dude, you gotta be careful with that thing. It's fragile. And he's like, I know, man. Even if you put too much gas in it, that shit breaks down. Which is true, because I had to learn the hard way, because the gas gauge wasn't working when I first purchased it. So I didn't know how much gas it had, and I didn't know how long I had to ride on it. So it's hard to gauge it, and I would run out of gas. So I overfilled it, not knowing when full was. And so it'd be leaking all over the place. I brought it to work on a day that it was catered by In-N-Out Burger.
They actually brought In-N-Out, the franchise brought
a catering truck.
Wow.
Right. So
cool.
we're eating In-N-Out Burger, and the entire building is outside, waiting in line. And I mean, you're talking around 300-400 people. My scooter has caused attention, because as soon as I rode in that morning, it was leaking right out front. People could smell it. And then it noticed loss prevention had noticed it, and they called me out Wes Rodriguez, to the front desk, please. And so I came to the front desk. He's like,
your
dude,
shit's disturbing production.
You're fucking. We smell gas out there, and we noticed your shit was leaking. I'm like, oh fuck, man, totally embarrassed. But I'm like, well, if I just throw some cardboard underneath it, it'll absorb it and it'll take care of the situation.
Right.
And I totally forgot it was catered that day. So everybody's walking outside, and my scooter kind of gets some attention, and like 20 or 30 feet from the line. So people are naturally looking around, and they're smelling the gas, and they're seeing the fucking cardboard, which is odd. Nobody puts cardboard. We have a pretty nice looking parking lot, and so I was just totally fucking embarrassed because fucking everybody's talking about it, and hey, so how's your scooter doing? Getting everything fixed? And it's like, I just don't know how much gas.
No, I'm not gonna blow up.
Anyhow, I was fucking causing a fire hazard that day, and so. The smallest thing happens, someone bumps their head and the whole building knows about it within a couple hours. So, yeah.
And that's what builds character, man. Situations like that.
Yeah, I got fucking character falling out of my ass.
When I was, because, where I hang out over there at the computer shop, and when I pull up, they have these poles. They have these poles that are... The parking space is set, and then like right in front of the sidewalk, there's poles, and every one of them is fucking bent. You see where they're all bent. And when I first started hanging out there, I'd go up and I'd be like, "How fucking stupid can you be, man? You can't see that fucking pole." And like the minute I said that, I tagged the fucking pole. Well, you're one of those dumb motherfuckers.
Oh, is that why?
You're just dumb. You're one of those dumb motherfuckers. So now I back my truck in, and I park across the parking lot and leave it there, and I walk in. But like you see every one, and it's like at a 80-degree angle. It's obviously been tagged like who knows how many times. It's hilarious, man.
I was listening to the Adam Carolla show, and he had brought in the comedian Greg Fitzsimmons, who does his own podcast too.
What else is he famous for, Fitzsimmons? Aside from podcasting, is he a comedian, comic, or?
He's a writer.
He's a writer.
Also, he wrote for the Ellen DeGeneres show.
Oh, really?
And he's been a showrunner on a number of shows that didn't come to fruition. He did recently Pumped on the Speed Channel, I believe it was. It was like Cash Cab, except it happened at the gas pump when you pull up for gas. So you see a monitor above the gas tank, and his face will pop up, and he does a quiz.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen a commercial for that.
That's his show.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his show. Was in studio promoting his new stand-up routine that he's going to be doing soon in New York. Well, it's going to be a special. It'll be recorded and aired eventually. I heard a little segment there that I thought would be significant to Marin and I having met in the program, and they do a little riff on alcoholism, and I thought that'd be interesting to play. So that is my segue into that bit.
Fitzdog, you want to try a little my Mangria?
I haven't had a drink in 21 years, but
well,
thank
this
you.
is a good drink to go back to drinking with.
Is that a yes or a no?
Yeah, just answer the fucking question. 21
right.
years.
I'll have a little bit.
Just a little taste. Now, are you one of those? I mean,
I'm not like a guy who has to go to meetings. Jesus Christ! I just said I'm not drinking anymore. My father died young of it. My grandparents all died. Everybody died young in my family. I never met 3 of my grandparents. We don't last. Yeah, we have a problem.
Wait, I haven't met 3 of my grandparents either.
Yeah, but that's because of your drinking.
Oh, that's my. Well, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's putting straight scotch in my bottle.
Don't put it on
sippy
that.
cup. All right, you want a little taste?
Yeah, I'll take a taste.
Oh, so you're not weird about it?
No, I'm not having a taste. What the fuck?
I feel weird.
You are weird about it.
I mean, that's really a fucked up thing to do
Is it
to
weird?
somebody.
Come on. What, are you uptight? What, are you chicken? Come on. You want to do what the cool people do? Because the cool kids are drinking Mangria.
Yeah, but...
Oh, wait. Well, here's my question.
I don't feel good about me.
What I'm saying is if it passes your lips, or is it back on? Is the 21 years erased? Is that the way you think?
What's wrong with you? Like, that's...
I know.
You really want me to have a sip of this?
The way you think.
Like,
It'd be nice.
Give me the drink.
I'd move a couple.
Give me the drink.
I'd move a couple
Now, I don't
units.
think you have the balls to actually give me the drink right now.
Well,
because if things got real bad, My wife would come to your house and be like, I heard, it's not like there's not proof that you were the one.
Right, we're talking
You
about
got
it.
millions of people that can attest to the fact that you were so fucking alpha male and such a teenager.
Right.
You couldn't handle the fact that I made a positive choice in my life and you had to suck me down. And that's in the fucking annals forever.
So you're saying you're uptight.
I'm saying you're afraid to hand it to me right
All
now.
right, listen, I'll hand it to you right now.
No, you're not handing it to me.
Well, okay. Well, listen, I don't want any trouble, and I don't want one of those things where I'm like, listen, Mrs. Fitzgerald, I'm sorry for your loss.
Fitzsimmons is nice.
You know, I've had a couple of
11 years
cocktails.
coming up.
All right, we'll take a quick break.
And there we are.
That's a funny shit, man.
I like how Adam Carolla's did Love Lines for over 10 years or something.
With Drew Pinsky.
Correct. Dr.
Okay.
Drew Pinsky,
Right.
who is
He actually has a show coming out. But we're changing
he's
subjects.
got like 3 or 4 shows.
No, but he has a new one coming out on, I believe, VH1. I just like the way he's like, hand me the fucking drink. Hand it to me. Do it. I don't think you have the balls to do it. And Adam's like, I'll hand it to you, motherfucker.
Can you deal with the reality of what you're causing?
Wow.
But he doesn't call him on that. I would have been like, yeah, right. Adam, really? 10 years in the business of pulling people out of their pit of despair on the air? You know,
Right.
how many thousands of children have you spoken to and talked them off the ledge? You know, let alone like giving advice to alcoholics
Right.
and drug addicts
Yeah.
and shit. Like, yeah, you're perfectly familiar with this scenario. And you're throwing it all under the bus to add a few units to your sales of Mangria.
Of Mangria.
21 years of sobriety. Go ahead, bud, have a sip.
No, I like where he says, so if it passes your lips, then it's back on, huh?
It's game on.
It's everything else is out the window.
You're hitting the ground running.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't fucking believe you. What the fuck's the matter with you? You know, it's all in funny games, but you know, that I guess that's part of the gift of gab, I guess. But yeah, that was a funny little bit. I liked it.
That is the Adam Carolla Show. And a little bit of Greg Fitzsimmons there. If you guys are turned on by that, you can go to FitzDog Radio on iTunes and the Adam Carolla Show on iTunes. Both equally good shows. They're probably in the top 5.
Are they really that high up there? Really?
Yeah, it's Adam Carolla, Mark Marin. I think it's Pete Holmes and Greg Fitzsimmons are neck and neck. Nerdist is up there really high too. So yeah, they hit the top of the charts. Yeah. Anyways, don't forget to squeeze in your sink or swim into your repertoire, please. Listen to our show too. So the iPhone 5 came out this week, Marin.
Yeah. Are you gonna buy it?
I am not going to buy it.
What? Come on, man. It's the latest thing.
The novelty of having what's new is not that important to me. Mine still works great. And I'm really not fascinated by a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch of more screen.
But that's the latest thing now, right? With kids, the kids now, that's the latest thing is or even with adults, I guess, right?
That's always been the thing. The bigger, the better. You know, if
Right.
it's bigger, if it's more than what we're used to, that's the greatest. I mean, we're talking about televisions,
Right.
you know, the latest and greatest. I mean, size is always great, but now it's thin, you know. I mean, it's understandable. It takes up less space in
Of course.
your living quarters, but we're talking about something that fits in your pocket. It's if you're using it to watch Netflix or YouTube or little videos.
Right. That's what I use mine for. And I'm a dinosaur when it comes to that stuff, dude. You know that.
So does a 1/2 inch really matter?
So.
I mean, there are plenty of places in life where an extra 1/2 inch or an inch might help out.
Right.
You know, but
I'm like a beer can. That's all I'm saying.
your cell phone is like a beer can,
No.
metaphorically.
Metaphorically. But yeah, no, I remember there was a skit like
I don't care if it's hanging out of my pocket, just as long as it can't fit into my pocket.
I remember years back.
Mine is hanging out of my pocket.
Okay. Now I got a visual. I don't like that.
Deal with it. It's reality.